happening. That's pretty sick, man. I'm just messing with the CRS. What's going on, everyone? We've got 5 new patches to make today. It's going to be absolutely disgusting. Let's hop into it. And remember, at the end of the video, you can grab the patches that we make today. Are you ready? Let's make something disgusting. Let's see here. Let's go into the phase and random to 0 here. I don't really know what I want to go for yet, but let's just try to find something that sounds cool. Oh, that's pretty cool. So we'll just start there. I want to modulate into that. So let's throw the attack out like that on envelope 2. Throw envelope 2 onto this position. Oh. Oh, that's nice. 36% on that. Then turn on oscillator B. Go to basic shapes. Throw the phase and random down to 0. Then we'll kind of beef this up here. Throw a distortion on here and just throw it from tube to overdrive. Throw this drive to like 60. Just easy way to just get that to be disgusting. That's already pretty sick. Basically, we're just modulating into positions on this wavetable. So the wavetable is doing most of this work here. Oh. That is pretty sick, man. Let's get like a beat here. There's our beat right there. I felt like that would be good. Oh, that's pretty sick, man. Oh, you have like another sound to kind of go with that. Oh, that would be a whole song right there. That, I mean, or not a song, but a drop. I kind of like that as it is. We'll kind of like beef that up, throw the hyperdimension out, throw a hyperdimension on here and throw the dimension up, just to kind of beef it up without having to detune it. It's just a good way to give it some width and a little bit more depth. That's pretty sick. We can put like a noise generator, or turn the noise oscillator on, throw envelope 2 onto the noise here. Just gives it a little bit more body. So, but I'll start it all the way. I'll start it up already, so you already have a little bit of that grit in it. Right there. That's nice. That's nice. That's pretty sick. I mean, it's a pretty cool sound. I'm just gonna keep that as it is like that. Let's go ahead and just save that. That's a nice sound right there. The way I'm using it is how I would use it in a song or for something like that. I just kind of like the in between the note. Like I like this when it sustains, right? But I like this more. That's pretty sick, right? So I like it like that, so that's how I would use it, right? But, I mean, it's up to you. However, you'll be able to grab this at the end. Let's go ahead and name this. We're going to go ahead and call this. This is a bass, so we're going to go ahead and call this Mass Force. That's nice. All right, let's go ahead and initialize. Let's go to Vital today. Let's go to Vital. There was some of you in the comments talking about wanting to use Vital as a free alternative to Serum, and 1000%. As a matter of fact, many times I like Vital more than Serum. I'm not gonna lie, because this, you know, I judge a plugin based on its ability for an idiot to pick it up and be able to make something dope, right? And that's like the first judgment call. And then when you're not an idiot, the plugin still has the ability to be used more technically. Once you know more, as you grow with the plugin, what you'll be able to get out of it only gets deeper and deeper as you grow as well. Look at some of the sounds I've made. I haven't made a sound in here since March. That's sick. That's nice. And I'll show you how we're making some of these. Oh, that's nice. So let's just go ahead and initialize this here. And I'm going to show you guys how we do this. Let's go and throw the phase and random to 0 here. And it's the same thing. See, here's the thing, y'all. Once I learned, we'll go with 3 graces. Once I learned Serum, I pretty much knew every other excuse me, I pretty much knew every other program. That was, excuse me, I'm having like hiccups because I'm talking too much. Once you learn Serum, you kind of it gives you a good baseline understanding of wavetable synthesis, you know. And I'm not trying to learn these things like super textbook or scientifically. I'm just like, I'm the idiot that's trying to pick it up and make something cool as fast as possible, right? So it's the same thing. I want to modulate into a position. Let's go to envelope 2 here, throw the attack out, and I'm going to throw envelope 2 onto the wavetable position of oscillator 1. That's going to be sick. Oh yeah, that's going to be sick. And then we'll go ahead and I always use my second oscillator on Vital as my sub oscillator. And then the third one I use as an auxiliary here to give me more depth and texture. So we'll use Drink the Juice here and modulate into a position using envelope 2. That's pretty sick. And you know how we always do, go ahead and throw a distortion on here, change it to overdrive, and throw the drive up. Now check this out. This is the trick to get things loud and Vital. Just turn the compressor on, throw the attack up. And then, where'd your bass go? Now you see all these little bands. Go to this top left one. And bring that sub back. And then we'll go ahead and bring an equalizer in. We'll give ourselves a little, like a low shelf and a high shelf. That's pretty sick. That's sick. That's pretty sick. I like that so much. That's pretty cool. But I mean, there's still more we could do with this. Now, this is where I like Vital a lot more. Like you see, that was really simple to get a good sound. But now this is where it gets really, really cool inside of Vital here. The spectral synthesis here. All these are so cool. Let's just click form and scale and look what... Disgusting. Oh my gosh, I wanted to go slow. I wanted to go slow. Oh. Oh. That's pretty sick. It sounds like a microscopic bug monster. But then, you know, let's turn this into a movement bass. Let's just throw oscillator 3 down and then go to LFO1, throw LFO1 onto oscillator 3's level. Oh. That's pretty hard. That's pretty sick. Like, yeah. And we could do the same thing, like spectral stuff on like random amplitudes here. Oh! Vital, like, I really think you just can't really beat this spectral selection here that they have. It's so many cool options to like mess up your sound. And then I always listen for the harmonics and something when I'm deciding where to go. So I think I'm gonna go with harmonic stretch. And I'm gonna start here and I'm going to modulate into a position. There it is. That sounds good. Look at the harmonics. That's nice. Oh. That's pretty cool, man. I like that. So that's pretty cool. It's got depth and texture. I like this. I think we're good here. There's also the wave morphing stuff, which is your typical sync format and stuff like that. I don't really use that too much aside from the sync. But, I mean, there it is. 3 oscillators. Good sub. That's nice. I like that. Let's go ahead and name that. We'll go ahead and call this save preset. What am I going to call this? A bass. It's going to be a movement bass. And this is going to be called Micro Monster. Let's go back over to Serum. Let's go for sound number 3 here in Serum. Let's go ahead and throw the phase and random to 0. And let's go to the digital section. Let's go Evil Sweep. Yeah, I always go to the Serum 1 tables. I don't know. I just have more experience with them. Let's go ahead and modulate into a position. And you'll see that I have a philosophy. I always do the setup for my basses a particular way. I'm either trying to modulate into a position or, you know, looking for right timbre tonalities and stuff like that. So it's just a, what am I trying to say? It's a good way to start. How I'm starting. Really, and I haven't thought about what I'm going for yet, which is why I'm still kind of like fucking around. Let's go with that. You see that? Those harmonics line up. Now let's just go ahead and beef this up right off the bat here. Let's go tube to overdrive. I can work fast because I have a philosophy, right? I have a method of getting there, and when I get to certain places, then, you know, I'll start to deviate and do different things. Turn the sub on. Find it right. The LFO1 do triplet 16th notes patterns here. Pitch it up a little bit, and so now you've got that texture under there. That's nice, right? But that's not really what I want to go for. I'm going to go ahead and throw LFO. I'm going to go ahead and throw oscillator B's level down. And then I'm going to go ahead and throw LFO2 onto the level. Now we have a movement bass. And that's nice dichotomy. That's pretty sick. And we can also match that here if we wanted to. That's pretty sick. I kind of like that as it is. I mean, we can mangle it even more. This is when you start to go off the path, you know. Now you start experimenting, seeing what happens. Let's modulate into something. It's gross. At 8th notes though. It's got that wop wop wop. We can like just throw a hyperdimension on here. That's interesting. Let's go ahead and remove this. Modulate. Do the same thing on LFO here. Seeing what happens here. Interesting. Whoa. I'm just having fun now. Sometimes I'll get lost in this. I like that. That's pretty cool. Hold on, brother. What the fuck is happening? That's pretty sick, man. I'm just messing with the CRS. Like, it almost... That's interesting. I don't know what the hell I was just doing right there. What if we throw like a... What am I trying to do? Let's go in milliseconds. And then I don't know what I'm gonna do with this, but let's play around with the CRS here. That's pretty hard. That's fucking tough. That's pretty hard. It sounds like those people who talk like, you know, that filter on your voice where it's like, I don't care what the fuck is happening to you right now. That's pretty sick. That's pretty sick, man. What if we speed it up? I don't know. I'm just having fun. I think you just modulate this yourself. I think I just landed on a sweet spot though. This is a sick ass sound. I'm having too much fun with this one. We'll call that, it's a movement bass. We'll go ahead and call that nipple play. It sounds like somebody flipping a nipple. Might be too much bass on it though, so you can adjust that. Alright, let's go ahead and initialize here. Let's run it back. This is number 4. Let's go to Vital. Disgusting. And let's initialize. Let's go ahead and throw the phase and random to 0 here. And let's go ahead and I always like to just, you can buy the VIP version of Vital. It's like $80 and you get a bunch of other wavetables. You can also use your Serum wavetables in Vital, by the way. Just make a copy of your Serum wavetables and put them in here. I put mine in here. I put all of Serum shit in here. Actually, we can use, that's Disfwapper SQ. So now I can do all the synthesis things that I like to do in Vital with the spectral shit inside of Vital with the Serum wavetables. So honestly, what you should do is just get Vital. It's free, and then you can use Serum and Vital, and when you have something that you want to do that requires the spectral synthesis, which is better in Vital, you just come over here and you do it. Wow. Alright, let's do that, and then let's grab another one, and let's use Crush Wub from Serum. That's disgusting. And then we'll go ahead and then we'll do our trick, throw the compressor on, throw the attack up, and then bring the sub back. That's nasty. Then reinforce it with an equalizer here, and then see, the only thing in Vital is you don't have an infinite amount of effects you can use. You just have one of all these, as far as I know, and you can read and you can, you know, put them, you can organize your signal flow, right? Your chain here. But you can't put like 2 delays or 2 distortions like you could and stack things in Serum. That's one downside, but that's a good thing though, because it kind of forces you to, you know, it forces you to think more simply, you know? So you're going to get to your destination a lot faster. I mean, that's sick as it is. That's nasty. That's nasty. I kind of want to, I don't know what I want to do. Let's go ahead and throw the level of oscillator 3 down. We'll use LFO 1 here on triplets. Dotted is cool too, but we'll go triplets, 16th notes. And then we have this. Now we have. And then I'll maybe sync this. Sync it. And then we'll slow it down and like really like get some out of it. Oh my gosh, let's go with like turn the sample engine on. That noise is fucking ugly. I don't ever really use this noise, so I'm not really good at this. It's not as yeah, I'm also like at like the key of B, so I guess it couldn't be smeary other. That's why it's smeary. I guess that helps. Alright, let's data compress. Oh! That's nasty. And then we could put like a detune on the unison here. Oh my gosh, in headphones this is nasty. Oh! Oh, the phase is nasty. Oh my gosh, and then did it like this. Oh! That's nasty. This is sick. I really like Vital. Like, one thing that I really do like Vital for is like, it sounds like you're making a bunch of computer noises, but these computer noises are sick. And I'm going to save that. This is going to be called, it's a movement bass. This is called Planet Buster. The last one here. Let's go ahead and do this patch. And go ahead and throw the phase and random to 0 in Serum here. Let's see here. Let's go to the digital section. Go ahead and select FM Squeal. And go to make this really easy. I want to make like a talking bass. I'm just going to keep it like really have one oscillator doing the work. Oh. It's going to be hard. Alright, I don't know how I'm going to do this with this particular setup, but the gain up. It doesn't need any sub yet. Quick way to get talking basses is just to use one of the format filters. And then what we'll do is just, I'm going to double click a bunch of times in here. And then I'm just going to make a random, shape. Now check this out. Put it at half notes. And then have it modulate the cutoff. Disgusting. That's nasty. Then we'll kind of like FM this. That's pretty sick. That's pretty sick. Oh. What the fuck? I don't know what I'm doing, but that's pretty hard. Let's like add a noise to it just to give it some grit. And then if I want to give it even more disgustingness, we'll go to the spectral section and choose like a Monster 6 or some shit. No. No. There it is right there. We'll go ahead and use this LFO shape. That's nasty. And then we could like tighten it even further by throwing the level down on our main oscillator A and then modulating it with this shape. Do the same thing on LFO, on oscillator C. If you like, but I like the more open feel, so. That's pretty sick. That's pretty sick, man. I don't know what you want to do, so I'll leave it off. Because it's got a little bit more of that gurgle. And then the cool thing is you can change this around. That's pretty sick, man. That's the sound right there. I had a lot of fun with that one. We'll go ahead and call that... It's like a growl, I guess. Go ahead and call that Bunny Girl. And there it is, man. Those are the sounds. Those 5 new sounds. We alternated between Serum and Vital. You guys will be able to download this. But you can download the sounds we made today. Just go ahead and click the link that's in the description of this video and go make something freaking disgusting. That's all I have to say. I'll see you guys next week. And, I don't know what I'm doing. I'll talk to y'all later.